Kia ora, I am Pikihuia Hockley, a rangatahi experiencing a government that has executed a plan over 100 days and the changes they are making in my community. There are a lot of people who agree with the policies and guidelines of our leading government, the National Party. Historically, a centre-right party and one of two major parties that dominate contemporary New Zealand politics. First released October 1st, 2023, the National Party put forward a 100-day plan for Aotearoa, an ambitious plan with concrete actions aimed at improving the lives of people across the country. Their focus is clear: rebuild the economy and easing the cost of living, restoring law and order, and delivering better public services. These are legislations including banning gang patches, stopping gang members gathering in public, and stopping gang offenders from communicating with one another. Let that sink in for a moment. How do you even quantify these legislations? It's pure racism. Who's to judge what or who a gang member is? Is a gang member one who wears a patch? Is a gang member anyone with a face tattoo? Is a gang member someone who wears a mataora or moko kauwai? Questions, questions, so many questions. In my opinion, the National Party is taking away freedom of choice. How are they taking it away? By giving us an alternative choice to cover up our facial tattoos with makeup. That's how. To hide ourselves is to take away our freedom to choose. Quite clearly, the New Zealand Bill of Rights Act 1990, Part 2.19 states, and I quote, entitles every New Zealander freedom from discrimination. Which leads me on to the next part of their 100-day plan. Legislations that give police greater power to search gang members for firearms. Freedom of choice? I understand the benefits according to restoring law and order, but what are the assurances that the powers that be would not abuse the power they have been given? How would you even know a gang member was in possession of firearms unless, of course, they were holding them right in front of you? And again, what is a gang member? There are so many anomalies, and I guess in time the government will inform us of how things run. Hopefully that occurs before matters escalate and become dangerous for the average New Zealander, innocent bystanders, and the public in general. On a more positive note, there's only one thing I see as a benefit in their 100-day plan for New Zealand society, and that is taking steps to extend free breast cancer screenings to those aged up to 74. Breast cancer, cancer in general, it is not prejudiced, it is not judgmental, it befalls anyone, any race, any culture, any age. So therefore, an extension in their more golden years is always beneficial. Back to a not so positive note. Painfully amazing 100-day plan action under rebuilding the economy, bullet point 1, started cutting wasteful spending. Wait for it. To take lunches out of schools. How is feeding the children of tomorrow wasteful spending? How is it rebuilding the economy when if our children are not fed, where would they get the nourishment to learn in order to be prepared for the adult world? In which, to rebuild the economy, how does it ease the cost of living when there is no food for those families that actually need help for their whānau? It is not fair, it is not right. This next action in their 100-day plan is even more painful than the previous from a rangatahi point of view. Banning the use of cell phones in schools. Bullet point 2 under delivering better public services. Let's face it, Cell phones are our world, and you are taking away the right to explore our worlds? Protesting for what we see as right. You may have seen the peaceful protest from Freiburg High School based in Palmerston North about taking away lunches in schools. The media flipped what had happened to make it look and sound like rangatahi were disrespecting David Seymour by spitting on him, where in fact it was cleared up by witnesses and the rangatahi himself that he spat in front of Seymour. I am not excusing what this rangatahi did, but wouldn't you rather have us protesting for something we are passionate about than roaming the streets finding criminal-like behaviour, which National Party is trying to knuckle down on? Youth criminal activity. Knuckling down on criminal activity really means punishment. Correction centres, juvie, and jail. So why are you more focused on taking lunches out of schools than finding better ways to deal with criminal activity? Te tiriti o Waitangi. Is the National Party going to acknowledge te tiriti o Waitangi? Because I highly doubt they'll take actions for our people. When the treaty was signed, the purpose was to ensure that both parties, Māori and European, would live together peacefully and develop New Zealand together in partnership. But is that what's happening? No, it is not. Where in fact they are taking the language from our tongues and they are changing our Māori place names into English. So much for peacefully developing New Zealand together. Just food for thought. Tangata Māori will not go down without a fight. We'll fight for what is right, we'll fight for what is ours, and we will fight for what we love. It states in their 100-day plan that there'll be 1 hour each dedicated to maths, English, and writing. That leaves teachers a time gap of 1 to 2 hours to teach students subjects of their own, such as Māori and physical education. When do teachers get their freedom to choose? They don't. So as a wrap on my speech, toi tū te tiriti, honour the treaty. Toi tū te whenua, honour our land. Toi tū ngā rangatahi, honour me, us, and every rangatahi feeling the same way as me. Thank you.
Tēnā koe, toi tū ia koe I tō hikoitanga anō hoki. Wow, I just wanted it to go on and on. Kia kōrero mo tō tātou nei kāwanatanga. He oe anō.